Bonjour à tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, nous allons faire une session assez particulière parce que nous allons déjà dans un premier temps switcher de langue. Nous allons parler en anglais parce que nous recevons quelqu'un de très spécial pour Ecobuilder qui est la responsable du pôle environnement. Il s'agit de l'ingénieur IJUNGHI Olivia avec qui nous allons nous entretenir sur le sujet de la construction durable et qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire, qu'est-ce qu'on peut mettre en place chez nous pour pouvoir faire les choses de la bonne manière. So I'm so happy to have her today. It was a really nice conversation and I hope you enjoy your time. Please subscribe, like and share our video because it's interesting for us to have your comments, to have your questions and then try to address it in our conversation. We came up with this new concept. It is not really different from Eco Talks, but it's like Eco Interview where we just sit down, have a real conversation with experts in the construction sector. So I hope you enjoy your time and let's see what she gave us during this nice discussion after the jingle. Let's see. Olivia, how are you doing?
Hi, Julie. I'm good. And you?
I'm fine. It's a pleasure to have you today. And I know that we organized this session of interview with the Ecobuilder teams to let us have some conversation with our clients, our future clients, and people who want to know more on the construction sector. Mostly all the things related to sustainability. So we come up with this new scope of sessions called Eco Interview. So we are happy to have you here, and you are one of the collaborators of Ecobuilder. So I would just let you present yourself briefly, and then we will go in the main topics of our interview. You have the floor.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for having me here once more. My name is IJUNGHI Olivia. I'm a civil engineer and I work with Ecobuilder as the sustainability manager, and this entails, ensuring that sustainability is kind of integrated in our projects. So starting from design through construction to commissioning and even the life after construction. So summarily, that's it. And specifically sustainable, or let's say green builder.
Yes.
And by green builder, I simply mean, a civil engineer that takes into consideration the environmental aspects of construction, contextualizing each construction project to satisfy not just the project owner, but his environment, his surrounding, as well as other organisms living in his surrounding.
It's really great that you came up with this context because it's the next question. For you, what type of house should we build up in Africa or in Cameroon?
Okay, it is quite interesting. And before I answer that, I would like you to know that nowadays man must, reflect upon his or her activities. It is no longer like in ancient times where you just had to do anything and it meant nothing. Like it had no little or no impact in the environment. But nowadays, everything we do impacts directly or indirectly one another.
Yes.
So I would say the kind of houses we should build should be houses that is safe for the present generation and also for the future generation. So in building, we need to consider our needs as well as the needs of those that will come after us. So in simpler terms, we should build such that our homes are passive. We use least resources because our resources, most of them are exhaustible. So we need to start thinking of savings, be it water, be it material, be it energy. So we need to take the most least cost, approach to all of this.
Yes.
And this approach is known but the sustainable approach.
Yes. Seems like you are talking about general terms, but let us go deeper in the conversation. And I will ask you this question, which is really practical. According to you, in a project, what is the most important to you? Will it be economy, quality, or ecology? And why? Because there are so many questions related to the construction sector. You know that we have this main issue related to financial problems, because people don't have enough money to build up. And then we, as Ecobuilder, we came on like, yes, you have to build passive houses, you have to think about this, and people just want to go straight
Great.
and,
Yeah.
and put bricks, a roof, and it's okay. But how should we address it to people? And that came to my question in a project. What is the most important for you?
Well, in every project, no one would want to invest much money and at the end has no interest on it. Really, it won't be interesting, because in life, man struggles to, work money, and
Yes.
you cannot invest to loss. Okay, then also, you would not want to spend money on something, whatever that may be, and have low quality. We all know
Yes.
that quality is prime. I am ready to spend very high for good quality than low for poor quality. But then, of what use will that be for you to, make money, have your quality, but at the end risks the existence of other species, and in a long run, even the human race.
Even
So
yours.
I think in everything, life is prime, and what sustains life should be held at heart. So to answer your question, in a construction project, the most important for me would
Yes.
be to consider the relationship actually between my project and the environment, as well as other species, so that I don't get to risk any species, I don't get to endanger the environment. I mean, get to realize a project where you will be happy in it in the short and long term. So yeah, ecology for me is the most important aspect to consider in a construction project. Yeah.
Okay, and I will ask questions. Most of people will come with it when they will listen to your answer, because it seems like you are putting ecology at the first point. But what do you say to people who don't have money to build up those things we want them to do? Because let's just put it very simply. Now, to build an ecology project can be more expensive than a rough project. But considering the long term, it can be really less expensive. But what matters to people is now. Now, how what amount of money should I put in the project? Do I have it? I have my own opinion, but today is to just put all things up. And what do you say to those kind of people who come
Well,
up with Yes.
what people fail to understand is that there are expensive, and let me put it, non-green buildings, as well as there are inexpensive green buildings. So
Yes.
it all depends on the approach you take. And in Cameroon, it's quite difficult to say, because green buildings is actually not well developed, and we have little or no data to conclude on. But based on the on the undeveloped countries, okay, so as I was saying, like, what people fail to understand is that there are expensive non-green buildings and there are inexpensive green buildings. So to say what is a green building, it is not about you spending more money on unnecessary things, actually, because building passive simply means you consider lighting, you consider opening, that's to say windows and doors, such that you have the best of natural ventilation, the best of natural lighting. That way you get to save in material, electricity for lighting, as well as cooling in our context, since we have hot climates. So it's that. And if we look deeply in Cameroon, you have houses that use air conditioners, but now the question is, the air conditioner you use, is it efficient? Because if it is not efficient, it will get to consume a lot, and you will not save in terms of electricity. And then when it comes to maybe savings in water, it is related to the quality of faucets you use, and as well as washing toilets. So the thing is, do you use faucets and flushes that are economic? We have innovations that have improved upon the operations of all of these. And if you get to use efficient ones, you won't have to use so much water. So it is, when we talk of sustainability, green buildings, it is all of that. So there is
Okay.
nothing, yeah, there is nothing extra in it.
So I'm really happy that you defend your opinion on getting straight to ecology. So what can you say concretely to people? What must they do to build an ecological house in Cameroon? Can you please give us maybe two examples related to equipments and the envelope? Can you please give us two examples?
Okay, so before giving it, I would invite my dear Cameroonians, first of all, to have a change of mindset, because I think that's the main thing that is killing us. We really
Yes,
need to change our mindset on a lot of things. Money is not everything. I mean, you can agree with me. Money is not everything.
but
Even if
we need
you
it. We need it.
we need it, but at the
Mm,
same time, of what use would you have it to the detriment of other and even to your posterity in the long
mm,
run? So it's all of that. So talking about two approach or two ways in
mm.
which you can consider building a green building. I'll first of all
Yes.
say you should choose your location
Okay.
sustainably. Yeah, it starts from choosing a sustainable location.
May I ask what do you intend by a sustainable location?
Yeah, but a sustainable location, I simply means a location that is not too far from the existing road network. True, in Cameroon, lots of road networks yet to be developed, but I
Mm.
mean, you can still choose. I don't know, it depends on your project and what it seeks to, realize or to achieve.
Yes.
The most sustainable location for a particular time T, which simply means you should not be too far from existing facilities and services, such that you have to drive long ways to
Mm.
do your daily activities. Because actually in Cameroon today, especially in the city of Yaoundé, we have reports that our air quality does not meet the required standards, and 50% of that is as a result of the transport network. So
Yes.
we really need to curb on that. So that's choosing a sustainable site. Then secondly, I would talk of building passive.
Yes.
Yeah, put in the
But how?
best.
Mm.
That's what I was about to explain. So
Yeah.
put in your best to have maximum of natural sunlighting,
Mm.
to have maximum of natural ventilation, and this is directly linked to the building envelope. Your building envelope, it must really be closed up. Like, you need
Mm.
to avoid having, let's say, spaces where air can move in uncontrollably.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, you need to ensure all of that, and just use efficient equipment,
Mm.
especially electronics. Yeah, and
Like for
also,
lighting, we can use LEDs. LEDs
yeah,
for light,
you use
artificial
LED,
lighting.
LED for
Okay.
lighting, and you use air conditioners that are void of CFCs,
Okay.
chlorofluorocarbons, and yeah, you
But
try to
talking
get
about
it.
this question of air conditioning, are you open to that we use it in our countries? Is it the
Well,
solution? Mm.
I would say it all depends,
Mm.
because there are some spaces where natural ventilation is sufficient, but
Yes.
also there are some spaces where it isn't. It is not sufficient, and so you would be kind of obliged to use mechanical ventilations. And
Mm.
yeah, it's just
But
to
can we not use fans? Fans can be efficient
yeah,
now.
funds too are another option. But like I
Mm.
said, it all depends in the context, because funds at times too will not still be enough. It all depends. But reason why you should carry out studies, deeply and completely,
Yes.
in order to understand your context,
Mm.
to carry out the appropriate design and have the best equipment that
Mm.
will work to satisfy the necessary indoor specifications. That will be
Okay.
comfortable.
Thank you, Olivia, for your inputs. Maybe now would just be the last question related to a common opinion. When we just talk about sociological houses, people just think about bricks, the type of houses we see in our villages. People just say that it is not the type of houses we have to see in a town. What is your opinion about this?
Well, I would say, back then the kind of bricks they used was just manually made bricks. They just smash, mix with water, you mold and off.
Hmm.
But today we have bricks that have been innovative bricks that, if used, I
Yes.
mean, it gives you a beauty that is far beyond the
Hmm.
normal cement houses
Hmm.
and the painted houses. So I would say they are wrong in their thoughts, because bricks today, it's been gradually, incorporated in buildings, even in towns, to enhance its beauty.
Yes.
So yeah, actually, so you cannot say using bricks is old, is archaic. I mean, more reason, it brings me to what I always worry about, the aspect of research in our country. We don't really have lots of materials that, if we can carry out research and just
Hmm.
remodel, bring out some innovative, I don't know, approaches to it, we can have one of
Yes.
the best architectural. Because there is
Hmm.
also grass roofs, which in my village is very common. It goes a long way if used in, especially a town city, to reduce island effect. So
Yes.
if we get to use it, we can just see, maybe we can decide to really deck the last floor. That will be more expensive, like just to protect against fire should that happen.
Yes.
But then if we use it, the benefits of not having high temperatures too can reduce, consumption in electricity. So all of that, those are little things that we can look into and really develop in our country, so that
Hmm.
we get to consume our materials locally made. It even reduces the cost of importing and all the associated carbon dioxide that
Exactly.
is emitted. Yeah, so really we have a lot to gain and to save if we can, just work a little bit on our local materials
Hmm.
to really use in construction.
Okay, your answer is really clear and it bring up to the end. I hope that everybody receive a little thing related to construction, sustainable construction. But we will not end this up like this. Can you give one or two tips to the people who are listening to us? What can you tell them about your future projects and a sustainable construction professional? What can you tell them?
Okay, if you're planning to build,
Yes.
what you should consider is, like, define goals for your project.
Hmm.
And by goals, I mean sustainable goals. You should give percentages of how much savings you want to carry out with respect to, or you want to achieve, say,
Hmm.
with respect to maybe electricity consumption, water, energy,
Comfort. Yeah.
generally. Yeah, so one, you should set goals, and setting goals, they must be specific, they must be measurable, they must be
Hmm.
clear, very concise. Yeah. And then secondly, I would advise that you contract the competent parties.
It's a computer.
Yeah, Ecobuilder is one of them, and I
Yeah.
believe subsequently others will pop up, because
Yes.
really in Cameroon there is a lot of work to do, and
Hmm.
we need many hands to really make work light. So yeah,
Yes.
but for now, Ecobuilder is there. You can reach out to Ecobuilder. They will help you with, you know, the design.
Hmm.
They'll bring in all the strategies to ensure healthy indoor environmental quality, to
Hmm.
ensure that you don't waste electricity, you don't spend more due to poor quality electronics,
Yes.
due to, inefficient faucets and flushes. Boom, just get the required expertise that will work
Yes.
with you, that will evaluate your project from design to its entire life cycle, so
Hmm.
that there they will give you the actual cost of your project. And when you understand that I spend more initially to gain even more during
Yes.
operation, you are at piece when you invest more initially. So working with us, we bring that clearly out to you, we explain it to you, and we follow up too, so that what is defined as goals, it is actually realized after
Mm.
construction. So
Yes.
with that, we hope buildings in Cameroon will actually get to be more sustainable, will
Mm.
not just satisfy the owner's desires, the owner's goals and objectives, but also enable the future
Mm.
generation to, satisfy their own needs.
Yes. Thank you, Olivia. It was really great to have you. And we will end the discussion here. Thank you very
Pleasure
much for your
mine.
time.
Thank you. Thank you too. Thank you too.
Stay well. Stay